Hello there, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited about today's video because I'm taking you on a tour of my baby's nursery, which is my favorite room in the house, my favorite room and possibly the whole entire world. I love it so much. I love coming in here and rocking my baby and putting her in her crib for a nap, and I am so proud of all of the hard work and love and thought that my husband and I put into it. So I'm really excited to share it with you today and to take you through the whole process of how this room came to be. This space actually did not used to be a room in our house. This used to be an open loft space, so I guess technically a room, but it was not closed off. We have a two-story living room, so it's got a really high ceiling, and once you go out the door here in the nursery, I'll show you, you can see the two-story living room, and this space used to be open to that area, to our living room, dining room, and kitchen. So we actually hired a contractor for the first time since we've owned this house, or ever. We hired a contractor to build a wall for us, to add in a closet in this little nook that we had here, and to run electrical so that we could put a light in. And yeah, it was a big project for him, and then it was a big project for us afterwards. So I'm excited to take you through all of the steps in how this room came to be. So I guess a good place to start would be to show you some befores of this space. I'll add some pictures in here so you can kind of see what we were working with. This room, like I mentioned, used to be a loft. We had some bookcases in here. We had a bench by the windows that the cats loved. So that was a little bit hard to get rid of because they really liked hanging out there. So like I mentioned before, we did hire a contractor. He built a wall, added in a door, and then there was a divot in this room where the closet from the other room sort of had come into this space, so there was room for a small closet, and he added in that wall and that door as well, and then added in some electric so that we could add this beautiful light from Anthropologie. It is one of the first things that we purchased for the room, and I love it so much. And once the contractor was done with his work, that's when Mark and I started working on the room. And the thing that really took us the most time and the most effort and the most money was that we knew that we wanted to add paneling on the walls. One of the walls where we had put up bookcases was a little bit damaged, and my husband Mark is pretty handy. He does a lot of stuff around the house, but one thing he really does not like to do is drywall. So we kind of thought that this was a good way to not, one, pay for someone to redo the drywall on that wall, and two, we really just liked the effect of the paneling and think it gives it a nice texture to the room. And I knew that I wanted to paint everything one color, so I thought that that would look really nice with the paneling. But paneling like this was a little more challenging than we thought it was going to be, just cutting out all of the holes for all of the plugs and the light switch and the windows and the doors and things like that. It ended up being a little bit more than we thought we were getting into. So once we got the paneling up and did all of the prep work for paint, we did choose this really beautiful Sherwin Williams color. I believe it's called Pirates Cove, if I remember correctly, but I will look it up and put it in the description for you if you like the color. We tried out a lot of different blues, and I knew that I wanted to do this color scheme of this nice light blue, yellows, greens, and pinks, and maybe some reds thrown in there. So I thought that the blue was kind of unique, and a lot of people do pink for a girl's nursery, but I think that this blue really reads as feminine and is really beautiful. So happy that we did that. We also painted the doors and the ceiling, and I think that the color wash effect works really well in this room, like I mentioned with the paneling, but also just it makes it so colorful and vibrant, and it just makes you feel like you're walking into a whole different world when you walk into this room. And I don't know, I want to do it to like every room in our house now. So anyway, so once we were done with that, then it was time to start adding in all of the pieces that we were starting to get from the nursery, the crib and the dresser and the chair. So I will take you through every part of that process and show you what we decided on. So we'll start here with the crib, since it is kind of the whole reason for the room, basically. We are not using the nursery a ton quite yet because she's still sleeping in our room with us during the night, but she has taken some naps in here. And don't worry, when she naps in here, I take everything out of the crib. This is just kind of the way that I set it up when she's not using it, but we did decide to go with the Nestic Wave Crib, which I love. It actually transitions into a mini crib, which we did use for the first few weeks that we had her here at home, and we took it downstairs to our living room because we do have a 2-story house. It was just easier to have a safe sleep space for her on each level. So we had our bassinet up here and the mini crib downstairs, and it was a lifesaver. I'm really glad that we invested in a crib that has both the mini crib version and the larger crib, and then this does transition into a toddler bed as well. So I kind of felt like that justified getting a more expensive crib because we will have it for so long, and it's beautiful, very well made, super happy with it. And then one of the main pieces of the room that really ties everything together is this beautiful quilt that I got from Clementine Kids. I love their stuff so much, and I love this quilt so much that we actually ended up basing all of the colors in the room around this quilt. I have a couple of pillows here that are from H&M that I just thought looked cute in the room. And when we're not using them in the crib, they kind of hang out on the floor. The mobile is probably my favorite part of the room because it's something that I made for Phoebe. And this was a labor of love. I've never really made anything like this before, and it was not easy for me, but it was actually really fun once I got into making these little felt shapes. And I knew that we wanted to do sort of a colorful garden theme in this room, so I tried to make all of the little items garden themed. We have a gnome, a strawberry, butterfly, some vegetables, some little bugs. I love this so much. I'm so glad that I made something that she can keep for the rest of her life. And she actually really loves this. She loves looking at it in her crib. Sometimes when she's really upset and crying and we can't get her to stop crying, we'll just lay her in here and move it around for her. That feels special that she loves it so much already, and I hope she likes it as she gets older. And for our monitor, we did decide to go with just kind of a standard VTech. I did a lot of research about monitors, and I really wanted something that you could get an app on your phone for free, and also it came with like the handheld monitor. So this one has both of those. I did not want to pay for an app after also paying for a monitor, and I also liked that this had a stand on Amazon that could come with it because I really didn't want to mount it on the wall. And then last but not least, we have this really beautiful quilt from Pottery Barn Kids that is embroidered with her name. They have a lot of customizable stuff that I think is really sweet. So this will be a nice keepsake for her. So that's mostly this space. I guess I will mention that this arm came from Amazon as well, and I just liked that it kind of matched the other light wood here. Next we have this cute wall. We have a little buggy over here that I handmade a little pillow for. I'll do a close-up for you. And then we also have a Raggedy Ann and Andy that were mine as a kid. There's a really sweet story behind those. My parents were married on Halloween, and at their reception they had a costume party and they dressed up as Raggedy Ann and Andy. So when I was growing up, I had a lot of Raggedy Ann and Andy stuff to play with and in my nursery, so it was special to me to have that little touch of my mom and my dad here in her nursery. And I just love this little buggy and can't wait until she's old enough to play with it. And then here we have some shelves, some cute scallop shelves that came from Amazon that we painted. And then this shelf is very special because this was actually made by my husband. He was in 7th grade in woodshop. His mom gave it to us after we found out we were pregnant, and I was like, we have to use this in the nursery. It's so cute. I love the little heart detail. So we painted them all the same color, put them up here, and I love hanging a little sweater outfit here for her. And I loved decorating these. I love this little Jellycat. I can't wait to get her some more Jellycats. And then we got her some other things that, you know, just kind of fit the vibe of the garden theme. And we have some cute little cowboy boots, and then these cute little felt cats that a friend of mine actually got for me a long time ago. And I need to get a third one with our little black kitty Frank. Next we have this nice space over by the window with our rocker that I love so much. It is very comfortable. I love sitting in here rocking with her. I wanted more of a traditional rocking chair, but I wanted it to still be comfortable. We have a glider downstairs in the living room, which I really like as well, but this kind of fit my vision for the room and was one of the first things I picked out. We have a little side table here where we can put drinks and her bottles and things, and a little fun toy that was on the registry that somebody got us. It's a little garden themed toy, so can't wait for her to play with that. We're not quite there yet, but soon. On the chair, I like to keep this really special piece here in the nursery. This was a quilt that was actually made by my great-grandmother, so Phoebe's great-great-grandmother. And it's been in my family for a long time, and it just felt special, and I knew that I wanted to have a quilt element in the nursery, so this felt like a really fun, special way to do that. And then over here we have this lamp, really matches our ceiling light really well. These beautiful curtains from Pottery Barn Kids. I just loved the little tie detail at the top, so. And then we decided to do some cordless blinds as well. And those are really helpful for when she's taking a nap in here to kind of make it a little bit darker. We might end up having to go to blackout curtains, and if we do, that's totally fine, but this is what works for us right now. And then I have it pushed over there. We move this around a lot, but we do have a little stool here that we like to prop our feet up on, or it's just nice to have another place for someone to sit when Mark and I are both in here with the baby. And then I guess the rug, I haven't talked about. I wanted to do something neutral with the rug, because I knew that it was going to be pretty colorful in here, so I kind of went with a nice checkered pattern, and this is from Wayfair, I believe. Now we're on to probably my very favorite part of the nursery, which are her bookshelves and this additional dollhouse bookshelf that her dad made her, which is so special. My husband is so proud of this, and I'm so happy and feel so lucky to have a husband who I can say, here's this inspiration photo, can you make something like this? And he can do it. So I did find a picture that I'll insert here on Pinterest, and I was like, wow, that's really cute, and we need more storage for her books because we already have too many books for her, and it would be nice to have some extra toy storage. So I picked out the colors and found some little dollhouse windows and some little scalloped edging here. It's just a really special touch to the nursery. And then we have our bookshelves up here that I bought from a custom maker on Etsy. I am considering painting these the same color as the wall just so the books kind of stand out, but I'm not sure. I keep going back and forth, so tell me what you think. Should I paint them or should I leave them? We have a lot of books. We love books. I love reading. My husband loves reading, and I really love children's books. It's been so fun for me to pick out books for Phoebe that I think that she'll like, and I can't wait to switch this up for the holidays, for like Halloween and Christmas and Valentine's Day, and add in some seasonal books. But for right now, we've got a lot of special books that we got from our friends and family. Obviously, I really hope that she loves reading, and I hope that when she gets old enough to appreciate it, she really loves her little book collection. Okay, last but not least, we have this cute section of her nursery that has her dresser with a bunch of clothes, diapers, all that sort of stuff. We did decide to purchase the Design Dua changing pad, which I really love so far. We also have the Design Dua caddy that goes with this that we keep in our bedroom for diaper changes during the night, and we also have a Design Dua bassinet. This mirror, I knew that I wanted something that felt a little whimsical, and when I saw this, I thought, ooh, I can paint that. So this mirror is actually from Kirkland's, and it was originally like $200, $175, something like that. And I think we ended up getting it for $40 because they're always having great sales. We got this, and Mark painted it for me, and I just love the little touch of green. And then another favorite part of the nursery for me are these beautiful little fiber art mushroom, snail, and strawberry that just sort of go along with that garden theme. I had these custom made from someone on Etsy who actually lives in Ohio, so that was really special. I just happened to see a snail like this in a local store that I really love, and it wasn't exactly the right colors, but I made a mental note of the tag on it of where it was from, and I looked up her Etsy store when I got home, and I messaged her and said, hey, could you make a snail and a mushroom and a strawberry in these colors, and she was like, yes, of course I can. So I will link her below. Her company is called High Cutie Fibers, and she makes the cutest stuff, and she was wonderful to work with. So if you like anything like this, check her shop out. And then of course we have the baby's closet, which is small but mighty. We've really made the best use of this space. So we've got all of her cute little clothes hung up here. We do like sleepers in the dresser and then everything else hung up in here. And then we have this little organizer from Amazon because it became obvious pretty quickly that I was going to need some more organizational space for things. So we've got like hats and bows and sunglasses, and we've got her Solly baby wraps in here, her swaddles, shoes, socks, and a lot of bows. But it's nice to have everything super accessible here. We've got our hamper down there, and then we do some storage of like linens up here, and that really works for us right now. It is a small closet, but her clothes and her things are small, so it works out. So that is the nursery, friends. I hope that you liked taking a little peek into Phoebe's room. We had so much fun making this. I spent so many months dreaming this room up after I found out I was pregnant, so it's really special that we made all of those dreams come to life, and I really hope Phoebe loves it as she gets older. Right now she couldn't care less, but that is a baby for you. And I'm sure that at some point we will change it all up and it will be a Paw Patrol room or a princess room or something like that. But for right now, it feels really fun and colorful and exciting. And yeah, I can't wait to watch her grow up in this room. I hope that you guys have a great rest of your week, and let me know if you have any questions about where anything's from or how we made anything happen. I'm happy to answer any of those questions. So yeah, I will see you guys again soon in my next video. Bye.